Hello, everyone, and this is Danielle Ballard with Virginia Wine TV. And today we're joined with a very special guest, the Governor Robert McDonnell. Hello,
Hi,
how
Danielle.
are you?
Hey, nice to be here. Thanks.
So, you have been really instrumental in promoting the Virginia wine industry. And, with so many industries here in Virginia, why Virginia wine? What makes you so passionate about the wine?
Well, agriculture is our biggest industry. Even though we're a very high-tech state and have advanced manufacturing and everything else, we still create so many jobs, and the largest industry is agriculture. And so we started looking at the growth in the number of wineries in Virginia, and decided, boy, this is something we can really promote, not only around the country, but around the world. And we've seen a 50% increase in Virginia wine sales over the last 5 years. We've seen the number of wineries go to now over 200. And it's fun because it's not just about jobs and about exports, but it's about tourism. Wine tourism is a big deal in our state. So my top priority in Virginia is jobs. And I saw wine tourism and agriculture production is a great way to create jobs in that sector.
Now, I know that you and the First Lady have really used the bully pulpit of the office to
Yes.
really go to specific either restaurants or venues and say you should be serving Virginia wine. So you can give us some examples?
Well, sure, yeah. You don't want to go into a restaurant with my wife and tell her that you don't have Virginia wine on your menu. That's not a good thing, because she is a enthusiastic supporter of Virginia wines. And obviously we want Virginia businesses to promote Virginia products. We ought to take care of our own fellow business people here in the state. So we've asked a number of groups like the Northern Virginia Technology Council, the largest trade association in Northern Virginia, at all their events, just serve Virginia wines. They're doing that. And now several other organizations have followed suit. I've taken her to dinner several times. She'll look at the wine menu, and if there's not a Virginia wine on it, she'll ask them, hey, have you tried Virginia wines lately? If not, we can get you some samples. And that's been terrific. And of course, internationally, we just shipped 7,000 bottles of wine from Barboursville Vineyards to China. Just a small first step. So we're very excited about both the national and international opportunities for Virginia wine.
Yeah. Speaking of national, I heard a story at the National Stadium that you actually asked them to serve Virginia wine.
I did. We don't miss too many opportunities. In fact, we have this big sign out in our garden in the backyard of the governor's mansion that actually says, choose Virginia products. So we actually have a little vineyard out there now. We planted 10 vines last year because it goes back to an act in 1619 of the General Assembly that required all the settlers in Virginia to have 10 vines. Now, we're about 400 years late doing it, but we now have our 10 vines, and we're going to have wine produced from those vines in 2013, next year, for the 200th anniversary of the governor's mansion. So we're having a little fun with it, and we're very excited about how many people are getting used to and buying and enjoying the very high quality Virginia wines.
Well, you love Virginia wine, so why don't you tell us about the varieties and styles of Virginia wine that you enjoy?
Now you're testing me. I'm more of the marketer and the promoter, but also what we've tried to do from the standpoint of the government is to create some new tax incentives. We got money from the wine leader tax going into wine marketing. We've made wine tours a part of everything that we do on international travels. London, India, Israel, China, Korea. Everybody now has had an opportunity to see Virginia wine. So that's my real role. But I can tell you that I've learned a lot about the great work, for instance, Virginia Tech has done to help with the soils to make sure that they're very good for all varietals. I mean, a lot of these varietals come from the old French strains that some of them date back to Thomas Jefferson when he was ambassador to France, bringing some of these back. But they never really made a lot of money or made the industry what it is today until a lot of the soils were changed. But I like a good Pinot Grigio. I like the Merlots. I like, particularly in the region up and down the Shenandoah Valley and around Charlottesville, the Cabernet Francs. The Viogniers are really terrific in those areas and have gotten absolute top ratings at wine festivals all over the world. So we're excited. I say, California, here we come. Look out, because I know you're number one. We're only the 5th largest
He's
now.
He's joking with me because I'm a California girl born and raised in Napa, so he's poking at me a little bit.
Well, just like Virginia shocked the French, California shocked the French back in 1976.
You're about to do it to us, huh?
We're going to try to do that to California. And we're the 2nd largest wine producing state on the East Coast behind, and we're 5th in the country. But I really think there's immense opportunity. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the wine industry now. They see the government's helping to support what they're doing. And so we feel it's one more good thing that we're doing to promote jobs in agriculture and tourism and really a nice, wholesome industry.
So the last question we have is that people don't realize that the governor serves 4 years, 1 4-year term. Do you have a succession plan? You've built up a lot of momentum for the industry. What happens in 2 years when you're no longer in office?
Well, the legislature understands, I think, now the importance of the industry. They read the reports. They see this phenomenal growth, 50% over the last 5 years, and then 11 and 14% the last 2 years. They see the momentum. They've seen their policies that they've adopted at my request making a difference now. And, of course, they like to drink a little wine themselves from time to time, and they now understand Virginia wine is a great wine to drink. So I think it's now embedded that supporting a great industry like the wine industry will yield not only jobs but more tax revenues for our Commonwealth. So I'm not worried about the future. I'm just glad we have so many entrepreneurs and risk takers in the wine industry that are willing to work hard. It's a hard industry to make profitable. And we've got a lot of new people in it. But Donald Trump now, one of the largest wine owners in Virginia. Steve Case just bought a winery, the owner of AOL. So we've got a lot of new business people coming to Virginia and saying, we want to make a go of the industry. So it's exciting, a lot of momentum. And ultimately, though, it's a great quality product that's going to make this a success.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here today. And let's raise our glass. And cheers to hopefully serving more Virginia wines in the White House.
Here, here. Anywhere. We're all for that. Thank you.